Spoiler Sleepover is sponsored by Willow Tree Kitchen.
Willow Tree Kitchen is a one-woman owned and operated bakery currently slinging delicious vegan cookies, mixes, and baked goods out of Kitchen Local in Amesbury, Mass.
Follow Willow Tree Kitchen _ on Instagram or go to their website at willowtreekitchen.com for more.
Greetings, ladies, gents, and our non-binary friends. Welcome to Spoiler Sleepover, part of the Nerdcat Network. Join your hosts, Jason, Michael, and Rob, as they bring you on a slash-tastic adventure through cinema. Now, enjoy the show. It will be a real scream of a time.
I'm Rob.
I'm Jason Michael.
And happy Christmas Eve, everybody.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is the day that you get to open presents and
Drink hot chocolate around the Christmas tree.
Look at your bank account and cry.
Yeah, that too. But you can sit there and you go, hey.
Yeah, you get to wear some flannel pajamas.
Yeah.
And take pictures and... I mean, if you drink, you probably drink because you're spending too much time with family.
A little amaretto and the eggnog never hurt anybody.
A lot of whiskey in your eggnog definitely didn't hurt anybody.
Until then all of a sudden you start saying how much you bought this year. God damn it, children.
Or you piss your pants.
Yeah, that too.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, gross. Whiskey piss.
But from us here at Spoiler Sleepover, we just want to say Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, Merry Crimbles.
Happy Hanukkah. All of the holidays.
Yes.
We're not going to say happy holidays. There's multiple holidays, man. Just happy all of them. I hope you're enjoying it, no matter what you're doing. Hopefully Krampus didn't whip you with some reeds, put you in a sack, and throw you into a pit of hell.
Or maybe he did and you're into it. Who knows? We don't kink shame here.
Never king shame. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, on to the episode. Hi! We're back.
Shalom. We're back.
It feels like, honestly, it's been forever.
Yeah, well, it's only been a week because we did a live stream last week.
Yeah.
Nice cold slasher. We love Justin Long.
Ow.
See?
I forgot he was in Herbie Fully Loaded. Yep.
I think I've only watched that movie once.
Yep.
Once in my life.
Yep. It was really funny knowing what he's done since then, and then just going, oh my god, well, first off, that's Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lindsay Lohan's in both of them, right?
I didn't even know there was a second one.
I thought that was the second one.
No idea.
Oh, okay, me neither. I'm uneducated. Well, it's nice and freezing cold, and if you thought you froze your buns off on our first week of 30 Days a Night, boy howdy, are you going to freeze yourself off during this one.
Yes.
Yeah, but before we do it, we jump into that. Let's jump into some...
What's been keeping us up at night?
Wow, that was fucking
I hated
perfect.
that. So, as for me, I feel like I've said it enough, and Rob rolls his eyes every single time, but I've been continuing to watch through, again, Metalocalypse. And like I've said, forever, I've said it a million times over, that is my favorite show of all time. Every time I watch through, I see a new detail. I hear a new part of a song. I hear a slight joke that I didn't even know was a thing. This show is a awesome surprise in every single way. Watching it, it rules. Other than that, watching the movies that we're reviewing and talking about, I haven't really picked up the Xbox, and I feel like I should soon.
Yeah.
But only watching Metalocalypse, pretty much.
Dang. Yeah, Rob. I haven't been watching too much myself. I've been rewatching South Park, and that's a lot to watch. So, like, that's my main watching. But, so, I was a year behind on Criminal. It's a podcast that I come on and off of from time to time, and I literally hadn't listened in a year. So I caught up with every episode and was like, you know what? I'm on my true crime kick again. I need to find something else. Well, I found... I don't know how I didn't know this was a thing, but Dateline, like Dateline NBC, they have
a seat right there.
Yeah, they have a slew of true crime podcasts, all done by Keith Morrison, who has the best voice ever. If you don't know who Keith Morrison is, just look his voice up. Like anything he's done with Dateline, it is fantastic. But
I've heard of him.
Yeah, I'm on the third story, so like their series. It's like one story broken down into like 6 to 9 episodes. So I've listened to 2.
His stepson was Matthew Perry.
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, there's an interview with him talking about the loss. But
damn,
I've listened to 2 fully so far, and I'm on to another one now, and I'm almost done with that one. But so they're horrible. They're sad stories. They're murders. They're true crimes. But the one I listened to literally in one day, it's called The Girl in the Blue Mustang. It's about this 18-year-old girl who was murdered. She was shot 4 times, once in the chest and 3 times in the head.
Fuck.
But in the first episode, we get like this backstory of the fact that she's like an aspiring actress. She's so smart that she was taking college classes when she was in 7th grade. And I'm like, wow, this girl's real smart. But she also wanted to like be an actress. So she was like taking walk-on roles, and she would drive out to LA because they lived in California. And she got an opportunity to be in a music video. So this took place in 2000 or 2001. And the music video she went to be in was a Kid Rock music video.
Oh no.
And unfortunately she died in the parking lot after that. Or she was killed.
Oh my God.
But that's not the funny thing. The funny thing is the lead up to Keith Morrison explaining that she was out there. I hope a handful of you know what Keith Morrison's voice sounds like, but he's explaining that she was out there for a Kid Rock music video, and then he says the name of the song for the music video, and he says it. He's so old that he thinks he's hip. But it's Ba with the Ba, which we all know that's how it's said. But he goes, and she was out there to do the music video for his newest song, Ba with the Ba.
Ba with the ba, bang
Dude,
da dang.
I have been
Diggy.
just randomly for days now, just saying Ba with the Ba and laughing my ass off. But
You bastard.
if you
That's gonna haunt me.
Dude, if you guys like true crime, you've got to listen to any of the Dateline true crime. It's so well done. The research is fantastic. Other than that, dude, we have an ad out there. We gotta put that out there. We have an ad out there.
It's in the wild.
Yeah, so I want to send a huge thank you out to Matt Kelly of Horror Movie Night. Matt had offered to play an ad if we made an ad, so we made an ad, and it played in an episode a couple weeks ago. So I know you've heard us mention Horror Movie Night multiple times on this podcast. If you love more spoilers, but not the entire thing being spoiled, please go listen to Horror Movie Night. They've been doing this for like 10 years, so there are hundreds of episodes. So jump over. Please listen to Horror Movie Night. Those guys are great. Thank you so much, Matt. Like, we're so appreciative.
Thank you, Matt.
And the ad sounds great. Like, not to toot our own horns or anything, but my goodness.
Hey, we did pretty good, man.
Yeah. I heard it. I listened to it a few times. I was like, wow, this ad sounds really good.
We sound like we're kind of professional.
A little bit, yeah. But
Look
that's what's been keeping us up at night.
And we didn't even practice.
Yeah. Reach out to us. Let us know what's been keeping you up at night. Give us some suggestions. If you want to hear us talk about something, guess what? We'll fucking do it.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, we have our top 5 still work through. Jason Michael has a fuck ton of Universal Monsters.
It was just more of that sounded more like a threat than it's like,
It
hey
is
guys,
a
we're
threat.
gonna give you all this content. We're gonna fucking get it.
I'll fucking do it. I've got some Child's Play to get through.
Yeah.
And then we have a new Canon Halloween to get through, which will be
Yeah, we do.
real fun because we're having somebody come on for that one too.
Yes.
Yippee! But before we actually jump into the episode,
What's up, Rob?
I've got something that I'd like to bring up. And it's a little creeping it real. This one's going to be real quick, and it's just going to be me complaining. They just announced they're doing The Orphan 3.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen any of them?
No.
Keep it that way.
Okay.
I mean, no. I'm gonna take that back.
Rewind sound effect.
Watch the first one.
Okay.
The first one's fun. It's a good watch. It's an interesting concept. It's done very well.
Okay.
The second one came out like a year or two ago, I want to say. I think it came out last year. Completely unfucking necessary. If I remember correctly, it's about 10 years after the first movie came out.
Okay.
Not needed. Fucking terrible. It was awful. The ending was stupid. It just was fucking stupid.
Surprise, there's still an orphan.
Yeah. Well, they just announced they're making a third one.
Okay.
Script is written. It's been greenlit. And sometimes...
By David Gordon Green.
No, God, no. As much as I love Blumhouse, sometimes they just need to go, do we really need to do this? And this is one of those moments.
Okay.
It does not need to fucking happen. If you're a fan of the second Orphan film, great. That's your prerogative to be wrong. But, yeah. So
Damn.
That's my creeping it real for this episode. It's just, I don't know. There's some sequels, no thank you. just no thank you.
That was from the heart.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't see the purpose. I don't see the point. I don't get it. Especially seeing as the second one was technically, well, not technically, it's a fucking prequel. It takes place before the first one. And if you haven't seen, like yourself, you haven't seen them, you're like, okay, yeah, cool, they made a prequel. But the girl that plays the orphan has aged quite a bit, and she's still playing the same age.
Okay, so how about this? Blair Witch 2 or The Orphan 2? Which one is better and which one is worse?
Are we talking Book of Shadows or Blair Witch, the shitty one that came out a few years ago?
Whichever one you loathe more.
I would much rather watch Blair Witch again.
Okay.
I watched
the
second Orphan movie
knowing
once.
Knowing your feelings on the original Blair Witch, that is... Wow, that's something to say.
Yeah, I watched No, that's not true. I lied. I watched the second Orphan twice.
I lied. I'd rather watch The Orphan. Haha.
No, God, no. No, I thought I'd only watched it once. I'd watched it twice because I hated it the first time, and I was like, I must have missed something because it was getting, like, positive reviews. And I was like, this doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Did I watch the same movie that everybody else watched? So I watched it again. I was like, no, this still sucks dick.
Huh.
At least... Blair Witch, I want to say 2017.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. But Blair Witch at least has something going for it, versus The Orphan doesn't really offer anything necessary or needed to the story. And it wasn't executed well, and it was another one of those de-aging moments where, like, you can clearly tell.
Oh.
Yeah, the budget wasn't fantastic.
Not great deep fake?
No.
Henry Cavill mustache removal?
Yeah, shitty CGI fire. Like, just the budget was very low, is what it looked like.
Okay.
To me, but yeah, but that's that. That's that creeping it real, and it's creeping it real shitty this week. So sorry, y'all. I'll have something a little more interesting next week, I think.
I've got one.
Oh my gosh, we gotta have a double creeping it real.
Second air horn. Because
You're fucking better.
It's been out for what, a week and change maybe at this point, but I don't care how bad it's getting ripped on like memes and comments on it. Kong and Godzilla running together is the coolest fucking thing I have ever seen.
I just want an answer as to Kong's fucking gauntlet. Like, he's wearing, like, the Infinity Gauntlet,
Scar King's it's gonna be that first, like, middle of the movie, hey, the hero's here, and then he gets shit on immediately. Yeah. It's gonna be that scene where his arm is, like, fucked up by Scar King.
My other thought is, what if that glove he's wearing is made from Mechagodzilla?
Ooh, okay.
Like, somehow, I mean, we know that primates are extremely intelligent, so maybe he crafted it himself.
Maybe. I love that idea.
That'd be real cool.
Oh no, I'll have to watch the movie and find out. What a fucking shame.
I know, right? No, I'm amped for it. I think it looks awesome. I like everything about it. Yeah, I like everything about that trailer. I watched it 4 times. So
Yeah, I feel like when I was a kid, it was like 2 main things that you never thought would ever happen, like Batman and Superman.
Right.
That's something you always wanted to see. It happened. I loved those movies.
I did too.
The director's edition is better of BVS than
Yes.
the regular,
Oh,
the
without a
theatrical
doubt.
one.
Without
Yeah.
a doubt.
And then fucking, I know it was a black and white movie at some point, I'm pretty sure, the original Kong and Godzilla.
Yep.
Or something like that. But when this was announced and it came out and it was fantastic, it's
Yeah.
another thing from my childhood that I just cannot wait to see.
I mean, I had this feeling film is going to start going back but forward with technology. So we're
Yeah.
going to start getting all the fan service that we fucking wanted 20 years ago, 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. We're going to start getting it now. And I mean, like, this is proof of that.
Yep.
Nosferatu's proof of that.
Yeah.
Like, we're starting to get these things that we've wanted for so long.
This rules.
And yeah, I mean, aside from the fact that the world is burning and crumbling around us because our governments are stupid, we don't get into too much politics. That's as far as I'm going to go with it. But
But the writer's strike also ended.
the writer's strike ended. So
And then we got trailer after fucking trailer after trailer.
dude, they've been sitting on them.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, same with video games, like GTA 6. Bam! All of a sudden just came out of nowhere.
I didn't even, okay, so GTA's for me. When they brought it on turned it into an MMO, it turned me off. I played some, I fucking hated it. I even joined like the I forget what they call it. I joined like a world where you're assigned a role.
Oh, a role-playing server?
Yeah, so they have the role-playing servers.
Yeah.
And you're assigned a specific role, and you have to follow the rules of that role.
See,
And that I found slightly more fun,
Okay.
but not as fun.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
mean,
still like,
I still, like, for the insanity and the craziness of it all, and I would much rather be playing a new Saints Row game.
Oh, shit, yeah.
But at the same point, like, GTA will suffice for now until we get the next Saints Row game.
Yeah. Well, like I mentioned in my What's Been Keeping Us Up at Night this week, I've been replaying Crackdown 2 a lot recently.
Ooh.
And
I never played any of those. I played a little bit of Crackdown 3 when it was, like, in demo mode.
yeah, so I love the Crackdown games.
Fuck
and
yeah.
after 3 came out, a few years after that, they said they were making a 4th.
Yeah.
And then radio silence. And there's not been anything fucking mentioned since. So my hope is there is a 4th. The storyline for those games is fantastic. So if you
Yeah.
played 3, you missed everything. Because 1 is all about gangs. So like the city is separated into all these gangs. The end of 1 is like this I don't want to call it a global fallout, but it's
Yeah.
like a citywide fallout. And then there's these, they call them freaks. They're
Yeah.
not zombies, but they are zombies sort of thing. And then one major like anti-government gang running everything. That's why I like the second one so much more, is because there's just two bad guys you're basically fighting
Yeah.
against the entire game.
This game's progression is sounding a lot like the Skate franchise. Where it's
my
like we've
God.
had Skate 3 since I think 2011. I still fucking play it. Like, me and my friends still always play it. But they just showed stuff for Skate 4 in 2021, I think, and
Yeah.
a little bit of early 2022.
Yep.
And we haven't fucking heard or seen anything of
Nothing.
it since.
Yeah, there's just some of those games that you, as like yourself, like full-time gamers, and then myself, who's like a casual part-time gamer, there are those comfort food games. And
Yep.
like Crackdown, and obviously, as everybody knows, Minecraft are like my go-tos
Yeah.
for gaming. But like, I love the Crackdown games because really, you can ignore all the enemies and fire your gun when necessary or punch when necessary. But it's just an achievement game. You're jumping around, collecting these orbs, and they just make you more powerful, which can be awesome, or it can be a hindrance, because if you're too powerful and you haven't done a single mission yet, then you're just overpowered for the simplest shit.
Then there's the games that we'll probably never see, but you always want them. Looking at you, Valve, Half-Life 3, Portal 3,
Oh my God, don't talk about
Left 4 Dead
Half-Life.
3. If there's a Left 4 Dead 3, oh my fucking God.
We're never going to get it, because we got that stupid bullshit that the same company
I
made.
liked Back 4 Blood.
Back 4 Blood was terrible.
All right. Hang on. On air and off air, I think we should do an episode not about horror at all, just talk about video games.
Oh, 100% I'm down for that.
Like, holy fucking shit. That went on for way too long. But it could also go on for way longer. Anyway, Rob, what are we talking about this
all
week?
Right. Yeah, we're leaving it all in. Enjoy
my God.
that fucking nerd talk.
That felt like 20 minutes, but we're barely even at 15.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So today we're talking about one of, my favorite writer, director, producers of all times, but one of my favorite movies of theirs, which is 2010's Frozen.
Let it go.
Wrong one.
Oh.
We're going to get fucking flagged. Don't do that.
Let it go.
There we go. That's better.
Perfect.
And this is by Adam Green. Adam Green is, I don't want to say he's underrated, but he's definitely overlooked, I feel. If you have never seen Frozen, but you know the name Adam Green, you probably know him from the Hatchet franchise. He's just...
I fucking forgot that. That's going to connect something in a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my fucking God. I was watching this last night and went, oh my God.
Yeah, that's...
Fuck.
That's Adam Green's magic, is he's able to get horror royalty into, like, every movie that he does.
Just super fucking casual.
Yeah, and he ramps it up, especially into the... Once you hit Hatchet 3 and Victor Crowley, the names that he has in those movies will break your brain.
God damn.
I just love Adam Green. He's a genuinely great person. And if you dive deep into his lore, he has continuing things that run through all of his movies. And he has said, yes, all of my movies exist within a quote-unquote universe. As much as he hates the term universe,
Yep.
everything exists within a universe, including his television show. Just gushing over Adam Green and how amazing he is. Oh, he also wrote comic books. That's all I'll say. So
Now that's all I'm going to say about him. He also did this.
This movie is very much... It's a single location movie.
Yep.
Once we hit what the movie is. There's also 2 different endings.
Fuck.
Yeah. Which was of the time. If you go back to the 10s, even the early 10s before that in horror, a lot of movies would shoot more than one ending. And
my brain goes to Final Destination 3, where there was a choose your own adventure version of it.
Yeah.
Where you could be like, no, I'm going to lean to the left instead of to the right. And they'll film what happens if you lean to the right, it kills you. What happens if you lean to the left, it kills the person next to you.
Right. Yep. But Adam had actually written multiple endings. It wasn't a studio thing. And he didn't know which one he wanted or which one he liked.
Yeah.
So he just shot them and then handed them to the studio and said, you do what you want.
Yeah.
So if you watch it on Prime, you're actually not getting the theatrical ending.
Fuck!
You're getting ending 2. So the
Electric Boogaloo?
Yeah.
Nice.
The theatrical ending's a lot more depressing.
Do they all die?
Yes, sir.
Oh!
Yeah. So...
When we get to the ending, I was hoping she was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it would have been really fucking funny.
But, so, this movie opens, and we get these awesome up-close shots of a ski lift.
Yeah.
All foreshadowing. There's so much foreshadowing throughout this movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's just the sounds of a ski, like the snow and the ski lift. There's no music playing. And then we're introduced immediately to our 3 main characters. Joe, Dan, and Parker. Iceman. So they are currently trying to make a plan to bribe the lift operator to go up to ski and snowboard.
What dicks.
Yep, because they don't have the money
No.
to get ski passes.
Even though they look like uncanny Dave Franco and Gwyneth Paltrow.
Which is, it's just, even in 2010 you could tell, like, dude, ski passes are fucking expensive.
Yeah.
So they bribe the dude with $100.
Yep.
$100. And that's cheap for all 3 of them to go up. It's just bananas.
Yep.
But they bribe. Parker ends up asking the dude for a cigarette.
Me and my girlfriends.
She's like...
I brought enough money for me, but not for my girlfriends to go up the ski lift.
Well, initially it was supposed to be a female operator, and Joe was going to flirt with her to get up there for free.
You bastard.
Because he can do that, because apparently he's the cute guy who can...
Listen, he's Iceman, all right?
He can get away with anything.
Look at me, I'm Iceman. You know, that guy.
You're out of control.
I know.
And then it's a dude instead. So Parker goes over, and
before she goes over, they're like, yo, say it's you and your girlfriends. Don't say it's other guys.
Yeah.
Like you were saying.
Yeah.
So she goes over, does her little flirting, and gives them the most enthusiastic wave that I've ever seen in my life to be like, hey, we got it. We get to do it now, guys. And so all three of them go up, and he's just like, oh, yeah, girlfriends.
Sorry, bye.
Sorry. So they go up, and the entire time they're going up, it's just Joe is pissed off that Dan had to bring his girlfriend, which we find out Dan and Parker are boyfriend girlfriend.
Yep.
And there's a whole lot of just, I want to say pointless banter.
It's a giant character development plot line throughout the entire movie.
Exactly. The entire movie it's connecting. And
yeah.
It's one of these things. I love this movie. I watch it almost every year because it's a perfect this time of year movie. This, like, when we were planning this out, I was like, Frozen. Like,
yeah.
we have to watch Frozen. I fucking love this movie. But that is the magic that is Adam Green. You watch any of his movies, it's all character development. And I always forget how fucking sad this movie is.
Yeah, it does get very sad. At first, like, when they're going up and it stops, I was like, oh, we're getting into it like that. Holy shit, right off the bat.
Yep.
And I was thinking there's going to be more people in this movie, like all the people on the lift with them. I was like, I thought it was only going to be a couple on that one. Nope, there's a whole cast. No, of course.
Nope. Yeah, so
it's all dark and desolate.
We find out Parker actually smokes cigarettes.
Yep.
When Joe complains, he goes, "Oh, can you smell that air? Fresh air. It smells
fresh
like
mountain air.
It smells like cancer."
Yeah.
And then we find out that Joe is apparently a pothead.
Yep.
Yet we never see him smoke once.
No.
I mean,
but they allude to it.
Yeah, he
constantly.
mentions it too.
Yeah.
When he tries to help the girl when they get to the top of the lift who falls down.
Yep.
And yeah, he's just like, yeah.
Smoke pot before I think I know how to do it.
Yeah.
The writers, I feel like the writers are unsung heroes of this movie because they had to write a lot.
The writer?
Or it was only one?
It's Adam Green.
Oh, shit.
Adam Green wrote, directed, and produced this movie.
Oh my god. That's just a lot of dialogue, and it's all in short, concise, condensed spaces.
I've never heard anyone say this, but I'm going to say it here for the first time. Adam Green is the Kevin Smith of horror. He writes dialogue and then just covers it in blood and violence and gore. We find out that the slope that they're on is Mount Holliston. So Holliston
Mass.
Yep, and it's also a town that he based his television show Holliston off of.
Huh.
So
I did hear them talk about Wachusett briefly. I was like,
yep. So when they're at the bottom of the mountain, you see a giant billboard for Newberry Comics, which is...
Yeah, you know what? I fucking never connected that. Holy fucking shit. Wow, alright. I was like, man, they must be on like the New England border. Nope, they're just straight up in Massachusetts, where I used to fucking live.
Yep, guess where Adam is from?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Rob Zombie.
Yep. And if you watch every single one of his movies, and I mean all of them, this is the exception. Every movie he's done after that, somebody is wearing a Newberry Comics t-shirt. So, himself, he is in all of the Hatchet movies as a drunk Mardi Gras guy.
Okay.
And he's wearing a Newberry Comics shirt.
That rules.
Main character in Hatchet, Newberry Comics shirt. Like, he's a Massachusetts, he's a masshole through and through, and he loves it. If you're not from the New England area, that's what anybody outside of Massachusetts calls people from Massachusetts on the road. We call them massholes because they drive like massholes.
Yeah.
Until you move to New Hampshire, and then you get stuck behind some twat waffle from Maine driving 15 under the speed limit, and you're just like, I want to run you off the road. I cannot stand it. But yeah, welcome to New England. You
get your shit and get out.
You can drive from one state to the other in like an hour.
Everyone hates you.
And everyone drives like a dick.
Everyone's got a war with one of the other states where it's like Massachusetts goes more north, everyone aims for them.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my god. Like, I'm going to drive up right behind you and flash my high beams.
And I grew up in Connecticut, and we drive like race car drivers.
Yes, yes you do.
And that has never left me. Like, that is just how I drive. I drive fast. I drive legally. I'm going to call it legally fast. If I'm on a main road, it's 5 over.
Can we just say, as long as we're not from New York?
Yes.
I know they're not New England. Barely New England. It's like New Jersey. Also, it's meh.
Yeah.
But at the same point, at least it's not New York.
I'd take a New York driver over a New Jersey driver any day, though.
I know. I don't know.
Jersey drivers are just... Okay, this is...
It's just like the fucking video games.
So while they're on the lift...
Oh, God.
Parker starts complaining about all the shit she has to do for school, and Joe just goes...
Nope.
Yeah, he goes...
Get that shit out of here.
Can't talk about real shit while we're up here. And tries to cut her off. Like, Joe clearly is pissed that Parker's there. And it really doesn't let up. Like, at all.
They really go at each other at almost the end of the movie.
Yep. We find out Parker's afraid of heights, so at another foreshadowing moment, as they're up for their first run, the lift stops.
Yep.
And she starts freaking out, and Joe's just like, it's fine, and he messes with the safety bar.
Yep.
And he's like, it's he basically alludes to it's an illusion. Like, this isn't really here.
It's not safe.
Well, it makes me feel safe. You're like, all right, fucking great. You ruined the guy's trip, but whatever. So they get up to the top of the lift, and Dan makes Parker wear a fucking helmet. And he's like, well, you're a newbie, so you got to be safe.
Even the pros wear a helmet.
Exactly, which is true. But at the same time, I used to snowboard. I never fucking wore a helmet. Hey, you know what? Never hit my head. Broke both my wrists, though.
Damn you, wrist guards!
What would the helmet do for me at that point? Nothing. You can't protect
Fall
my
off
wrists.
your head onto your wrists to then shatter them the opposite direction.
I know how I was supposed to fall, and I didn't fall the way I was supposed to fall. I mean, sort of like Dan. We'll get to that, though.
Oh,
Dan's an idiot.
Dan is a real idiot. I have a question when we get there.
I probably have an answer, I hope.
It's probably the same question that you're thinking of.
Yep.
Go on.
So, we already talked about, Joe helps this rando at the top of the mountain. She, falls over. Some dude walks over and pushes him over, and is like, yo, get your hands off of her.
Get your hands off my girl, bro.
Yeah. So, he's a twat. And that's when we find out that we're actually on Mount Holliston.
Yep.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So, I don't know where... Actually, that's a lie. I'm pretty sure you can watch the TV show Holliston on Prime.
Okay.
Which is currently where you can watch this. Mm-hmm. So if you have Prime, you can watch Frozen. It's 2010 Frozen, not Let It Go.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to watch that, I'm not going to stop you.
Oh, God, just let it go, man. All right? Jesus.
Do you want to build a snowman?
No.
How about let's build a snowman? Spadoinkle. Sorry, we'll get to that another time.
Oh, Jesus.
Next December!
Oh, no.
Yeah. We'll have to bring Mr. Cyrene on for that one.
Jesus.
It'll be a good one.
But Joe meets, what was her name? Shannon? The entire time I had to rewind this scene several times just to be like, are they saying Shannon or Annie?
Yeah.
Because when the jock calls her over, it sounds like he goes, Annie! And she goes, fuck. That's my real name. I was giving him a fake name. Mm-hmm. It was just so... I couldn't really hear it. It was just weird. Yeah,
the opening of this movie is a lot of who's the prick? Who's really the prick sort of situation?
Yeah.
And it is character development, but in you're not necessarily supposed to like any character at the start of this movie. At all.
Yeah, ugh.
I mean, they're shiesty. Your main characters are shitty, shiesty people.
Yeah, Dan is verbally abusive to Parker.
Oh, 100%.
And it's, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not comfortable. Joe complains that he wants to do real skiing.
Yep.
And he's waiting, which I think is, he's obviously, he's the biggest dick in this situation. But all right, dude, you want to ski with your bro, and I get it. I completely get wanting some bro time. You and I get bro time every Sunday.
Yep.
I love it. Yeah, we're doing the podcast, but we're hanging out. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
And I can understand that Joe wanted that, but clearly Dan was
not about
spending his time with Parker.
Yep.
All right, Joe, you want to really ski? Then fucking ski, dude.
Yep.
Go down. You could have gotten at least 2 runs in by the time that they got to the bottom because Parker kept falling on her ass.
Yep.
then fucking do it, bro. Like, if you're really there just to ski, then
Go
fucking
ski.
ski.
They would understand.
Yeah,
They would just-
100%.
Oh my god.
100%.
Hey man, you guys enjoy your time. I don't want to hold you up or anything like that. I'm gonna go down the mountain. Okay, cool, man. We'll see you back at the lodge.
All things considered, too.
And guess what? This movie never would have happened like it did.
Yeah, if he went off and did his thing, he would have gotten in what he wanted to, because the only reason they go for their last run is because of him.
Yep. Hey man, if you really want to go for a ride, we'll all go.
Yeah. So they are in the lounge after their run and eating pizza. That's apparently cardboard pizza, according to Parker. And Joe's talking shit about Parker, that he wants to, like, get off the bunny hills and do a real run. And Parker's like, well, you can go without me.
No. We don't want to do it without you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So they go up and they once again, like, beg and bribe the same operator to go up for one last run. And he's like, dude, we're closing down.
There's just a storm.
Yeah, there's bad weather coming in. And they're like, just one more.
Also, at the same point, this is the same guy. It's like, no, you fucking conned me earlier.
Right.
Straight up lied to my face. Fuck yourselves. Shut the shit down.
Dude, he even says, this is my job.
Yeah.
Like, he could have lost his fucking job, and yet he's still letting it happen. So,
Shut that shit down. You don't know these fucking spoiled pieces of shit anything.
no, you don't owe him a goddamn thing.
No.
Flick a lit cigarette in their face and tell them to eat a bag of dicks.
A bag of dicks.
So he allows them to go up, and then he says,
Thank you.
Jesus.
Drink me! I cracked a can, and some of the drink shot forward like 2.5 feet. Oh my god.
So he sends them up, and then another dude walks on, which this actor
Yeah.
makes a repeat appearance throughout Adam Green's movies. So there's a lot of faces that you get to see in the opening that you see again throughout Adam Green's movies.
That reminds me that something I forgot to bring up when they were first stuck. Oh shit, it's on the paper too. When they were first stuck on the lift, I paused it to look at the X-ray. Shawn Ashmore is Joe Lynch. There was an actor named Joe Lynch who was the guy on the chair number 2.
Yep.
And I was like, was this based on a real movie? It's not.
No.
But I was like, oh my god, maybe that, like, oh, spoiler, he makes it. Nope.
It's an Adam Green thing. So
Okay.
Adam names characters after his friends
Okay.
and puts his friends into his movies. Like,
That's fucking cool.
he is like, he's the man, dude. Like, he makes movies
man,
for
dude.
fans, but he also makes them for his friends. Like,
That's so cool.
he puts his dog into movies. Too.
Aw,
Like, yeah.
was this dog one of the wolves?
No, God, no. He's a little dog fan. He likes, I forget, it's not a corgi, or is it? No.
Chihuahua,
It's a Yorkie.
Pomeranian. Oh.
And he does a fundraiser every year called Yorkie Fest, and they raise money for, like, to rehome dogs for dog adoptions and stuff like that. Adam Green's an amazing human being.
I'm going to be completely honest. Before you recommended this movie, I had no idea who Adam Green was.
He's fantastic.
He's fucking winning me over. Jesus.
I absolutely love Adam Green.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So we'll do more of his movies on a later date at some point.
Wow.
'Cause he's just fantastic, and he's an amazing. He loves practical. He's practical through and through. So the operator lets them go up, and as they are departing from the gate, if you will,
Yep.
another worker comes up and he says, hey, so-and-so needs to see you in the fucking office. And he's like, God damn it, do you know what it's about? And he's like, no, he just needs to see you. And he lets him know, hey, there's 3 more people going up right now.
Yep.
Wait till they come down. And then
I think it was because he was not supposed to work the next week.
Right.
Because of his brother's bachelor
brother's
party.
bachelor
And he's
party.
like, well, go check the schedule.
Yeah. So, and he requested off 2 months ahead of time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when you just don't fucking show up to work.
Yeah, well, that's great. Bye. I'm not coming in.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I've done it before. I've taken off months in advance, and they'd be like, well, we need you. And I'm like, well, that's too damn bad.
You're going to need someone else.
That sounds like your scheduling issue.
Yep.
Not mine. So, homeboy then says he has to piss so bad he can taste it. And tries to get somebody else to take over. And they don't, so he just has to pee, man.
Yep.
So he just stops the lift.
Well, no, the three other people that were already coming down the mountain made it down first. Like, our three heroes, quote unquote, are on the lift up, and they go, yeah, woo, that's cool. Little do they know the conversation that has happened down below.
Yeah. And he's just assuming that the three that are
There they
are those three. So he shuts the lift off, and our main characters are stuck on the lift.
They're like, oh, this shit again?
Yeah. So they start talking about the worst ways to die because they're all freaking out at the top there, which is exactly the conversation you should not be having while you're stuck on a lift.
Yep.
They're all yelling down to them like, oh, let's get this shit going. Stop moving.
Dan starts talking about a shark attack.
Yeah, so they bring up Jaws.
Which really comes back in a way.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah. And he says that being eaten alive or eaten by sharks is the worst way to die. And then Parker brings up being burned alive and then goes real dark and starts talking about 9/11. And like, could you imagine jumping? That's your option. It's being burned alive or jumping.
Jesus.
And then Joe starts talking about, when you're falling that fast, your heart stops before it hits the ground, which is an urban legend. It's not true. Some people could potentially have a heart attack from fear or pass out, but your heart does not stop. Like you're alive the entire way down unless you,
It's just such a dark scene.
Oh my god! Well, until we get a little levity from Dave, and it's the
top 3 cereals.
No, that's a Joe one. Dan brings up his worst fear, which is the Sarlacc pit from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which I was just like, this is awesome. He's just like, yeah, you're just
slowly digested over 1,000 years.
Yeah, so then we get this awesome, like, lengthwise angled shot of the mountain.
This scene is honestly haunting.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrifying, especially the fact that they don't see it coming.
Yep. And the lights behind them are shutting off one at a time. And then it finally gets to their light, and they're like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
That's when all shit starts to break loose, and they're like, oh god, oh my god.
Yeah. And they are freaking out, and they say, worst case scenario, they just send up a ladder and we climb down.
Huh.
Yeah, that's not the worst case scenario.
No.
You're about to live through it. And
or we jump.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, Parker makes the realization that it's Sunday, which it is.
Yep.
Happy Unholy Sunday, everybody.
Hail Samba.
Samba? Hail Simba.
Yes.
So what? No, we're going to get flagged twice.
2 Disney references?
Disney's coming after us.
Not the mouse.
It's not even the mouse. We just hear, and we're like, no!
You sounded like Banjo from Banjo-Kazooie. Suddenly I was like, yeah, dude, let's do it.
I'm not so afraid of Mickey. It's Goofy. Goofy's terrifying.
He is. I think I would be more afraid if I just heard. It's like,
just sharp teeth, like
fucking. It's Jack Frost.
Jack Frost, or I was gonna say, I forget the duck. No, that's a bird from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, Chica.
Chica.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus. Oh my god.
So, fucking. She makes the realization that it's Sunday and that they don't open again until fucking Friday.
That's fucked. As soon as you realize that, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And that's when it hits all three of them real fucking hard. They're like, oh shit, they're going to be stuck up here for a week.
Ugh.
So Joe and Parker at the same time, their bladders line up and they both have to pee.
Yep.
Parker, obviously being afraid of heights, Joe, lift the bar and just turn around and piss off the side. And she was like, nope. And Joe's like, well, I'm just going to do it. So he does. He just pisses.
Yep.
I mean, we don't see urine or dick, so no cock count for this one. But, yeah. And then...
Would have been funny if it just accidentally got stuck to the metal, like,
no! So, fucking, here's the best part. He pisses, and then the storm just blows in with the quickness.
Yep.
It's just like, hey, guess what?
Ooh,
I'm fucking here. Yep. And then there's some light down below.
Yep.
And there is it's not a plow.
No.
I can't remember what it's called.
It's kind of like just the snowcat, where it just helps you get through a snowy situation.
So, well, this thing is specifically designed for ski, like mountains to ski on.
Yeah.
So what it does is it doesn't fully pat down the snow, but it flattens it.
Okay.
So you still have a powder.
Yeah.
But it's making it so you can actually go down. Because otherwise, if it's just fresh snow, it's almost impossible to catch your bearings on a snowboard or skis, depending on what you're on.
Yeah.
And they're trying to catch the attention, and then we get this beautiful cut to see who is driving this thing. And it is who? Who is it, Jason Michael?
It's Kane Hodder.
It's Kane fucking Hodder!
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Jason Voorhees right there, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
Set part 7 on.
And so they're throwing... Fucking Joe throws down a ski and one of his ski poles and his goggles.
Yep.
Or no, it's not his goggles. I believe it was... it's Parker throws down her goggles.
Oh no! Joe throws down his goggles, but then it's a cut, and they're back on his head. And then it cuts back, and then it's off.
Yeah,
it was a quick moment of continuity, but it was like, ha ha! I saw you.
Well, when you're an independent first-time writer-director,
yeah,
you're bound to fuck up.
Yeah,
but
it's always fun to see those moments in the movies, though.
They don't catch Kane's attention at all, especially once he gets called back down.
Yep.
So he turns the fuck around. Well, he doesn't turn on. He reverses, and he be gone.
Yeah. Some of the stuff hits the front of the snow machine, and he just stops and goes, it was probably nothing. And just, and a brief moment of yay to, oh fucking God, no.
It's my favorite thing is the fact that it's Kane Hodder, the actor who has killed so many people. Actually, if I remember correctly, he's the actor who has played he's killed his characters in all the characters he's played in horror movies. He's killed more people than any other actor who's played anybody in a horror franchise.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
Because, spoiler or not spoiler alert, he plays fucking Victor Crowley in the Hatchet films. Like, he is Victor Crowley. So, we've got him as Jason, we've got him as Victor Crowley, we've got him as 1,000 other killers in 1,000 other movies.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. So then we get a nice little cut to Joe trying to bring some levity to the situation again and starts talking, asks, what's your top 3 cereals? And so at this point, we're going to do this. Jason Michael.
Yep, no, I was thinking the same fucking thing.
What are your top 3 cereals?
Well, so are we comparing theirs first or after?
No, we're not going to compare theirs at all because he has shitty taste.
Do we? Yeah, I was going to say, do we want to mention it though?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure it was a 1, 2, 3 order, which is a strange way of doing that, I feel. He says Crunch Berries is number 1, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then Lucky Charms pre-Purple Horseshoes. I can agree with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I love me some Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I used to. I had it again as a full-ass adult.
Yeah.
A few years ago, and it does not hold up.
Really?
Did not like it. It was too weird. The oat milk tasted fucking odd. Even like I remembered liking the cereal milk afterwards.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, but then having it as an adult, it just was like, this tastes disgusting.
Okay.
I was not a fan.
Yeah. I would say that would be probably my number 2. My number 1 would be Peanut Butter Crunch, the Captain Crunch. And then number 3, which is going to be I don't think you'll see it coming. It's something from my childhood that I have wonderful memories of. Kix.
Oh, dude, Kix are the tits.
Kix fucking kick ass.
Yeah, not on my top 3, but definitely a good cereal.
Close behind that, honestly, would be Special K.
Special K is pretty dang good.
Special K when it's got like the strawberry bits. Oh.
Yeah. Do you want to know what cereal I grew up on? Not anywhere near a top 3.
Cornflake.
No. Grape Nuts.
Ooh.
Yeah, I used to eat grape
nuts. You sound like my grandma out here.
That's what it was, my grandma's.
Yeah.
That was what we could afford when I was a kid.
Damn.
Was grandma's grape nut cereal. That shit's disgusting.
You know what's good, though, that grandma had? Grapefruit juice. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I love grapefruit
Oh,
juice.
that's how I got my love for grapefruit juice, and everyone looks at me like I'm fucking insane.
Okay, speaking of grapefruit, before I tell you my top 3, so I went to Aroma Joe's the other day.
Ooh.
So Aroma Joe's, to those of you who aren't from the New Hampshire area, is a chain
I threw out my cup. I went there earlier.
it's a chain of independently owned coffee spots.
Yep.
In New Hampshire. I think there are a couple in Maine now.
Yep.
Oh, no, I know there.
Yeah.
Because the one I went to was in Berwick
There
yesterday.
you go. Yeah, there's a couple like right off the border. I'm pretty sure the first ever Aroma Joe's is in Rochester on the main line.
So I was looking. They have energy drinks also.
Yep. AJ's Rush, baby.
Yeah, they're called Rushes. And
I got a blackjack.
I had a blackjack a couple weeks ago. And I hadn't had one in a while. My go-to is the Green Alien.
Oh, Green Alien fucking rips.
And if it's not that, it's the Sweet and Tart.
Yep.
If it's not that, it's the fucking Rocket Pop. Because you gotta love that Rocket Pop.
Oh,
But
my friend loves the Beach Bum.
I can't stand it.
Really?
Too coconut.
He said it tastes like Monster to him, which I didn't entirely get. But I mean, this summer I made my way through all the main 6 on that, on the menu. I was like, I have to.
Yeah,
Have
so they have 6 mixes that you can order from, but they also have a fuck ton of flavors you can choose from.
Yeah.
And you can mix and match all you want.
Yep.
So
Sometime I just say, hey, whatever you want.
Right.
But
Well-
just no coconut.
they also have a hidden menu.
Yes, they do.
Their cotton candy one and their bubblegum ones are delicious, by
Yep.
the way. But I wanted a single flavor yesterday, and when I get my single flavor, I always get the green apple because it's nice and sour, and I like sour. But yesterday I was like, oh, they have a grapefruit? I was like, what? And then the kicker, they have a fucking blood orange. So I got the blood orange. It is so good.
Why didn't I know about this?
Next time you go, get the blood orange.
Deal.
It's so good.
Oh,
So my top 3.
yes.
Reese's Puff.
Okay.
I fucking love the Reese's
Is this
Puff.
number 1 or is this
Number
three?
1 through and through.
Okay.
I will fuck up Reese's Puffs. And they are vegan. So
Really?
any vegan out there, you can eat Reese's Puff cereal. It
That's
is
cool.
100% vegan.
Huh.
My next one is interchangeable.
Okay.
So either Crispex or Chex, but it has to be the corn, not the wheat. I like the corn because it's sweet without having added sugar to it.
Okay.
I really love it. It's fucking delicious.
Huh.
I love it. And then my number 3, this is a bold statement, is any of the spooky cereals. So it'd be Boo Berry, Frankenberry,
Count Chocula.
Count Chocula, or Caramella Creeper, the newest edition, which was fantastic. I don't know if
Okay.
you tried it yet.
No.
I wasn't going to, and then Seamus Belial
Yep.
ended up getting it, and he was like, dude, try it. It's fucking delicious. And so I
Just
tried
not
it.
big on caramel, honestly.
Dude, it tastes like apple. Like,
Okay.
that's what it is. It's caramel apple.
Oh, okay. All right. I might be hooked.
It's really good.
Okay.
I'd offer you some, but I ate 3 boxes. So.
I'd offer you some, but I don't have any. It's out of my stomach.
Right. And those are not vegan. I'm a bad vegan. I've gone. Here's a little peek behind the curtain of Rob's veganism. I'm vegan for health issues. I'm allergic to pretty much everything. My stomach doesn't process things.
Except for Peeps.
Yeah, and this is what I found out was I haven't eaten anything with gelatin in it because gelatin is an animal byproduct, and I missed candy corn. 5 years without candy corn is a real long time to go without it, and so I tried 5 pieces, and my partner took the bag away from me, and she was like, "That's all you get." So I ended up sitting back for about 2 hours, and then as soon as she was out of the room, I ate like half the bag.
You monster.
And I have no negative reaction to gelatin, which is awesome. I don't overdo it just because I do want to stay and try and be a quote-unquote good vegan.
Yeah.
But at the same time, things like Peeps have gelatin, and I love Peeps. And then all of those cereals, because the marshmallows, they all have gelatin. So I overdid it this October. But hey, man, if I'm only doing it once a year, that's not terrible.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm not out there eating meat or drinking milk.
There you
I mean,
go.
I can't. I'll have to go to the hospital and my stomach pumped. So
Yeah.
I don't have a choice. But gelatin, I'm good.
Done and done.
So those are our top 3 cereals. Once you've heard this, hit us up on Instagram and let us know what your top 3 are. And
This will be a very opinionated fight.
yeah, once the episode drops, I'll make a poll in our story, and we'll compare and contrast, and then we'll do a little.
Sounds like a lot of math.
What is everybody's top actual 3s, or maybe we'll do a top 5 of our listeners.
Ooh.
Yeah, and if anybody matches up with exactly the weirder of our choices, maybe we'll send you an invitation.
And a crisp mental high five.
Yes, the crispest high fives. So, those are the top 3 cereals. So then, Parker,
Oh.
being a nicotine addict,
Yep.
decides she needs a cigarette, and because she's cold, she's not thinking so good, and drops her fucking glove. One glove, Michael Jackson style.
Yep.
She's rocking a single glove.
Oh,
All for your nicotine.
What a fucking way to just go, oh, that's going to hurt in a little bit. Oh, honey.
I mean, back then I was still smoking cigarettes, so I get it. But at the
Yeah.
same time, man, you sit on that glove. You put it in a pocket. Like, you don't willy-nilly just put it between your legs.
This'll hold.
Yeah, it did not hold.
Nope.
So,
That's when Dan was like, fuck it, I'm jumping.
yeah, Dan's trying to be all chivalrous and save his lady from frostbite on the phalanges.
After he basically just started screaming at her to stay fucking calm.
Yeah.
Don't freak out. It's freaking me the fuck out. How do you think I feel?
So if you, I'm a bad example for what not to do when you're falling. Because like I had mentioned, when I was snowboarding, I broke both wrists. Well, I made the jump, and instead of what you're supposed to do is tuck your arms in and protect your neck and chest.
Protect your neck.
Yep. I put my hands out.
Ugh.
Yeah. So when you're dropping,
It's like watching the skateboard videos when people just go,
oh yeah, I hate that. And their elbow bends the wrong way and shit
Yep.
like that. No
it's like,
thanks.
oh, it's a nice skateboarding video. Ah!
Or their knee bends the wrong way.
Oh!
You're temporarily a horse.
Trampoline videos. Oh, God. All right. Nope. Back to it. Can't do it.
Going full scorpion.
Oh! Ooh, scorpions.
Oh man. So when you jump from a distance like that, especially trying to escape in one piece,
Yeah.
you should land on your back. Because
Yeah.
what are you going to get? You're going to hurt your back. You're going to knock the wind's going to get knocked out of you.
Yeah.
Whatever. So initially, you can see he jumps that way, but then this is yet another reason I absolutely adore Adam Green. We get this amazing shot where the camera's basically like at his waist level, and
Yep.
it's just his legs we see, and he falls and breaks both of his knees because he fell feet first. Do you think he was a fucking cat?
Oh, God. This was the question I was going to bring up is how would you fall if you had to do this?
Yep.
And my answer was going to be either try and land like legs down, like flat on my butt or back.
Tailbone broken right there. You can't.
Oh, fuck.
You gotta. It's got to be flat on your back. The worst you're gonna get is you're gonna slip a disc. You're gonna crack some ribs. You're gonna need the wind knocked out of you.
Yeah.
Right. But you can get up and move. It's gonna be painful in your back to move, but you can fucking move.
This was one of the 2 worst ways to go, and the other one was head fucking first.
Right.
And Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And so yeah, he breaks both legs.
It's a pretty cool effect. I mean, like his real legs are underneath a part of snow, and the legs on
Yep.
top are just like, bleh.
And there's a moment too when he's tying. So Joe tells him that he's got to tie him off, basically. So he ties him off with bandana. And there's a moment when he first puts the bandana under. You can see him shift, and you can see the hole in the snow where his leg is. It's awesome. But so he ties him off, and then that's when Joe decides he's going to climb across the cable that is all of the seats are hanging from.
Yep.
Dan tells him he's got to be careful because they're sharp as razor wire, which is true. They are extremely sharp. And we then hear a noise, and this just shows how dumb Parker is.
Yep.
She goes,
What was that?
"Was that you?"
Yeah.
She asked Dan if that was him. Like, he's just down there with 2 busted legs making wolf noises.
See, I honestly, when this part hit, I hadn't even thought about the wildlife. I was just like, oh, they're going to freeze. They're going to suffer, frostbite and all that. I didn't even think about fucking wolves, dude.
And Joe even does, here's the truth. He goes, when was the last time you heard about a wolf attack in New England? Like, you don't, because it doesn't happen. Like, it just doesn't fucking happen. Around these here parts, though, you hear a lot about Fisher cat attacks. Like, Fisher cats attack children and dogs.
And there's just bears casually walking around.
Dude, we have black bears in my neighborhood.
I fucking believe it.
Yeah.
One tore through my neighbor's back fence and, like, got his bird feeder.
Jesus Christ.
Right?
Yeah, if you're not from New England and you've never heard of a Fisher cat, do yourself a favor, go to YouTube and type in Fisher cat calls and just listen to the horrifying noises they make. Oh. It sounds like a woman or a child screaming.
See, those ones are dangerous, but one that's not dangerous but is a very iconic call and sound but haunts me to my core.
Boxes.
Loons.
Oh, yeah, what is your thing with fucking loons,
I think it's because I fucking saw, like... fucking Friday the 13th too early, and it's in look it up. It's in fucking Sleepaway Camp. It's in The Burning. Anything that's down at like a lake at night, you just hear a loon. Any shot in any of those fucking movies, you will hear a loon.
It's so weird. It's so weird that's because I find it relaxing. Like
I do too. I find it scarily relaxing. It also doesn't help my first year at a summer camp ever, and the first Friday was Friday the 13th.
Dope. And
I was in the village closest to the lake, and we could hear loons no matter what time of day or night.
Someone just walks up behind you and goes,
no! Someone's getting punched in the fucking nuts.
So, Joe starts across the cable. I think he makes it like 4 solid shimmies across.
Yeah, he does not get far.
And then he just goes... oh no, and shimmies back real quick, and then immediately grabs Parker's face and like just says, don't look down, and then you hear Dan screaming, don't let her look, and then we see...
one wolf showed up for the beginning of it, they scared it off, and now they all came back.
Yeah, he came back with a pack.
Oh my god.
And that's the end of Dan. Dan gets attacked by a pack of wolves and is screaming. We don't see, like, we see the initial, like, lurch and jump of the wolves. And then a couple quick cuts of,
I wanted to see it.
Yeah. Well, so there's a extended cut. I'm doing quote fingers right now, where you get to see a little bit more gore in a lot of the scenes. There's also a scene that was cut from this one. Once we get to the thing, I'll tell you the other scene. But, yeah. So... Dan dead. He's screaming the whole time, and then the screaming stops, and it's just it's heartbreaking because the camera almost the entirety of the time is just on Joe and Parker, and Joe doing his best, hearing his best friend being killed. To try and stay strong for Parker. And it's that moment where you kind of realize, like, all right, maybe Joe's not terrible, and then he reverses that real quick.
The thing is, though, Shawn Ashmore can act. Like, he conjures up tears out of nowhere in this upcoming scene.
Yeah, no, seriously, he's the strongest actor in this entire movie. I mean, he's just a strong actor in general. Him and his brother. Yeah. And video game actors, too.
What was that, the Quantum Break?
Yeah, that was such a good game.
Never played it, but it looked fucking great. That, and I want to play Detroit Human Evolution, I think it is.
Yeah, I've not played that one.
That one looks good. It's got Clancy Brown.
No shit.
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah, that's a request for Feisty Cheese. Quantum Break. Do it on stream. You'll love it. And you can do series because it's chaptered. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, especially once you get to the end of the game.
Careful, don't twist my arm too hard. Jesus.
Once you get to the end of the game, you're going to be like, what the fuck? There's going to be a lot of you. What the fuck? You're going to break the other arm of your chair. It's going to happen.
You're calling it? Quantum Break is going to be the game where I break my other chair?
Yep.
Or other arm? Jesus.
It's so much fun. So, yeah, like I said, Joe quickly turns around and just starts blaming Parker for everything.
Yep.
It's your fault that we're up here. It's your fault.
You just had to go down the bunny hill all day long.
I just watched my best friend die. Like, I lost my best friend because of you.
Yep.
And, Jesus. But then
She's like, it should have been you. It's
oh
like,
yeah, she started
well,
to.
no, that's not what I was trying to say. No, you were gonna say it should have been me. I'm the one who should have gone down there.
Yeah.
Fuck you. You can feel that. Fuck you, dude. That had power.
Oh yeah. Well, then this is a lot of like time jumping throughout the next few scenes, but it's like Joe starts talking about the girl he met earlier, that he's going to marry her, and they're going to fucking have 2 kids, and they're going to have a dog named Steve.
Dog named Steve.
You don't
Remembering
name a
the
dog
phone
Steve.
number all during the night. All right, you remember 830 and
Yep.
the other 4, which I forgot, so I can't call her.
Yeah. And then him bringing up a dog named Steve made Parker realize she is a dog that's going to be...
Oh, yeah, no, that one hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, it was sad.
Like I told you, this movie's a lot sadder than you would expect it to be for a surface-level horror film.
She's gonna be sitting at the door, cocking her head, waiting for me to come home and feed her.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna starve to death. Fuck, man.
And then Joe just goes, no, your neighbors will hear her barking and they'll break down the door. And like, all right, cool. Then, guess what? It's daytime.
Ugh.
And the sun is up. Both of them are dead asleep. And there's just this looming tension. The way that Adam works that camera. And then we get the pullback to find out that Parker has been holding on to the safety bar with her bare hand the entire night. And it is frozen to the pole.
Ugh.
And
I'm shocked it's not a bit more like blackish bluish.
right. Yeah, because it shit should be frostbite.
Oh yeah, you should be able to just snap the hand off and go, well, I'll get him next
Yeah,
time.
right. Well, she does her best to be quiet and be strong because I feel like once she woke up, she realized, you know what?
Shit.
Maybe a lot of this could potentially be my fault. And you can see the strength change in her, where like she starts to be less whiny and less like, woe is me. And more like, we need to get the fuck out of here sort of situation.
Was this the moment where it was a very sad shot where she has to pee, so she just pees herself?
That's coming up, yeah.
Yeah, that's just a sad, like, depressing, broken character scene.
So, well, her hand is frozen. She slowly rips her skin off.
Yep. Which it looks great.
Once it's off and this, you can see the finger skin, like the outline still on the pole is fantastic.
Yeah, still on the pole. It looks great to me, honestly. When you see the hand later, it looks like they kind of just brushed over it with red paint a little.
Yeah.
But it's a great effect.
But earlier, Joe had realized she started to have a little bit of frostbite showing up on her cheek.
Yep.
And this time it is worse, and Joe now has frostbite on his face.
Yep.
And he
Not
asks,
as bad though.
No, he asks if she's okay, and she doesn't even mention the hand. Like,
yeah,
she's like, I'm fine.
Puts it in her pocket.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
So then Parker really has to pee, and she starts peeing.
Yep.
So this is the part. This is a scene that was not in this version of it.
Okay.
But so she pees her pants.
Yeah.
She's crying. She just feels defeated.
I thought that was going to come back a little bit later where that froze. And
It does. It does in a different cut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she is frozen to it,
Yeah.
to the lift, which makes the scene of the lift
Oh.
way more intense.
shit.
Because it rips.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I can see how she would have died. Oh, God. Wow. Much worse than the way I thought it was going to happen for her.
Right. So then we get into this little talk where Parker's bringing up why Joe's never had a serious girlfriend.
Yeah.
He mentions that he had at one point. We're not going to get into too much detail. It's your stereotypical, I fell in love my freshman year in college, and then she fell in love with a jock.
Yep.
Basically, or a fucking frat douchebag who's making fun of me.
Dean.
Yeah.
Dean the douchebag.
But the more important thing is Joe talking about how him and Dan became friends. Which it's
little fat kid.
Yeah, in the 3rd grade, he was a chubby kid who cried every day, and the teacher was like, is there somebody you want to be friends with? And he pointed at Joe.
You.
He's like, so I had to fucking sit with this fat kid. And like, that's how they became friends.
Yep.
Which is just like heartbreaking. Like it's heartbreaking to hear that. It's heartbreaking to know like how long their friendship has been. And like, that's a brother. You know what I mean? Like you didn't just lose a friend, a best friend. Like a best friend is a brother.
Yep.
That's a brother. So you lost family today or last night. So it's hard. So at this point, Joe goes, you know what? Dan didn't die for no reason. I'm fucking doing this. And his hands are already pretty much sliced to shit.
Yep.
But he gets back up on that cable and he fucking climbs. Right as he gets up there, the seat they're on, a screw comes loose and the fucking thing sags to one end.
Yep.
And Parker's left on this thing, so he makes it to the seat behind them.
There's a seat. There's a camera angle above them where it's like the wolves start coming back out and start circling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my god, they're like snowy mountain sharks. Jesus Christ.
Just like Jaws.
Exactly.
A lot of foreshadowing.
Oh god.
So he makes it to the seat behind them. He's trying to get to the pole that has the ladder so he can get down to the ground.
Yep.
Safely.
Yep.
So he gets there. He tells Parker to throw his ski pole, down mountain so he can use it to protect himself.
Yep.
He makes it to the ladder, gets down to the ladder, and a wolf immediately jumps on him, like no hesitation. And he's doing your typical horror movie thing where he's trying to reach,
No.
grab the weapon, and he finally gets it and jabs. That's all you can. He didn't stab it.
It was just a swinging arm and
Yeah.
it just went. You hear a squelchy sound.
He jabs the one wolf and then heads down the mountain, and the wolves go after him.
Yep.
Parker is left alone in the chair.
For another night.
Yep. So, goodness gracious.
Great balls of fire.
We get another cut, and Parker is fast asleep again on the dangly ass fucking seat.
I will say, I thought one of them, when Joe was still up there, he was like leaning his face on the metal pole. I thought him, or at least her at this point, would wake up and have to peel their face off. Let me guess, it was in another edition?
It is in
It's
another edition.
God, where is this edition?
I own it.
Fuck!
We can watch it at some point.
Sweet!
Yeah, it's got the deleted scenes, it's got the different endings, and it also has the extended cut.
It's like the director's cut of Batman v Superman. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's good. I like Adam Green's a genius. He let the studios do what they needed to do to release the movie because he just wanted a movie in theaters. So I did see this in 2010 in theaters. I got to see it. So yeah, Parker at this point in time has had it. Like, Joe's not back, and she's like, fuck this, I'm just gonna go for it. So she lifts the safety bar, turns around, kind of holding onto the seat, and that's when the chair lets go.
Yep.
And it's hanging by a safety wire that is not very safe. And it starts snapping, and she just falls correctly,
Yep.
may I add.
Is this another thing that was in another edition? It looks like her hand should have just like shattered, or something should have been a lot worse for her frostbite there.
No.
Oh, damn, that would have been great.
She falls, and there's a struggle scene because so the chair falls on her shin, right?
Yep.
And her foot's stuck.
Yep.
A wolf comes out.
Oh.
And the whole thing is her trying to get away. And as soon as she pops her foot out, you hear a crack, and then she just like a seal or a penguin just pushes herself down the mountain, and the wolf fucks off. So we get this nice long like montage of her limping and belly sliding and backsliding down the mountain until she happens across a body.
Yep.
It's in this version, it's alluded to be Joe. He's dead.
Yeah.
He's been caught and eaten by wolves, and this is the most gruesome moment of the entire movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because there's no head.
Yep. Honestly, when they first panned up to it, I was like, "What the fuck part of the body is that?"
Mm-hmm.
Can't tell.
It's like torso and legs is basically all that's left.
He's just a puddle of man.
And she comes eye to eye with one of the wolves and does not break gaze.
Yep.
And the wolf just kind of turns around and she keeps on her way.
Bye-bye.
So she crawls down, gets to a road, tries to wave down somebody. They drive by, and then just kind of like pulls herself to the road and lays down. And then a minivan shows up, and the minivan does this awesome slide.
Yeah. I was sitting there going, somebody run her over.
Yeah, right.
That's what I was thinking was originally going to happen.
Pops her head.
Yeah, just like watermelon, like fucking Toxic Avenger style shit.
Yeah, I hoped it had been one of those, like, it was like, oh shit, it's too late, and that like they hit the brakes and they slide and it like fucking just, yeah, that would have been awesome. But the person driving the van gets out, grabs her, calls for help, and then says he's taking her to the hospital, and then that's the end of the movie.
Frozen.
Just says Frozen again on the screen.
I feel like it probably would have benefited from a couple extra minutes of like showing her at least safe in the hospital.
So that's in the cut. That's in another cut.
All
We
right,
get to see
sick.
in the hospital.
All right.
There's also another cut where guess what?
What?
She makes it to the road.
Does somebody run her over?
No. If you look real quick, right before the van shows up, there's this real tight cut on her face, and you see the snow moving by it.
Yeah.
It's real dark. That's because she woke up at the chair. It was a dream sequence. She never left the fucking chair. Yeah. So there's another cut where
That's fucky.
yeah.
Oh god,
She
that's
gets
horrible.
all the way down there. I'm gonna make it better though. So she makes it all the way down there, right? And then she wakes up and she's still in the fucking lift.
Oh.
And this is when she does it for real. She pulls it up, starts to go down, the chair lets go, she falls, the wolf comes out, so we're getting the dream all over again, and
Yeah.
she starts to belly slide down, and then we hear snowmobile noises. The snowmobiles come up, Joe's still alive, rescue crew with her. So both of them survive in a different cut. Yeah.
What the fuck is this movie?
So there's different cuts, and it's fantastic. This is why I say Adam Green's brain works like 1,000 different ways at 1,000 different times, and he's like, or it could end this way, or it could end this way. And so he just wrote them all. And he was just like, you do with it what you want, studios.
Jesus.
Just make sure it gets into theaters, is basically what it came down to. But one of the Dan being eaten, there is a close-up of a wolf chewing on his face
Nice.
in one of the cuts, and it is brutal, dude.
Nice.
Like, all meat, eye pop, everything.
Oh, rules.
But
that rules.
If you like hyper gore, and you want to see more of like what Adam Green thrives to do and loves to do in horror, go watch the Hatchet films. Like, he turns it up to 11. Like, fucking Victor Crowley rips a dude's head open, like,
Nice.
mouth-wise, from the mouth.
Nice.
Splits him in half. It's fucking fantastic.
King Kong T-Rexes him?
No, from behind. He, like, puts his hand in both hands in the mouth and just rips them open.
Oh.
Like a fucking tin can. Oh. Yeah, it's really good.
Reverse bear trap.
But that was 2010's Frozen by the wonderful, amazing, talented, fantastic Adam Green.
Jesus Christ, this was a fucking can of worms I didn't even know.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I love this movie. It is my top favorite of Adam Green's movies just because it is so not a horror movie, but
Yeah.
it is fully a fucking horror movie.
Yeah, it's a suspenseful psycho thriller or something.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Single location horror movies are some of the best in my opinion.
Wow.
You put people in one shitty situation. Now
Yeah.
this movie came to be because this was one of his biggest fears. So he wanted to confront his biggest fear.
It also seemed, again, like it was based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
So let us know what you thought of this frostbitten, wolf-eaten movie. If you've seen it, I fucking love it. And this is our fourth movie of
I'm still
the
in
season.
shock. I'm still in fucking shock, dude. Wow.
Such a good movie. All right, so on a scale of 1 to 10 pissed pants,
Oh.
Frozen pissed pants,
That's just sad.
what would you give this movie?
Originally, watching it, I didn't know exactly what I was expecting. Like, single location horror film.
Yep.
Honestly, I was picking a lot out of it. And I was like, it's not that high. Honestly, I was thinking originally like a 5 or a 6.
Right.
But knowing all this shit and knowing that there is a version that I wanted with all of the shit in it, I think I would give it like an 8.
Nice.
Yeah. 8
Yeah.
pissed pants.
This is a 10 for me.
Okay.
Just because it's nostalgic for me. I absolutely adore the movie. I also I love everything Adam Green does.
Yeah.
So, but
Damn.
yeah.
Well, we kind of want to try and start doing something a little new, kind of just as a direct shout out and showing love and appreciation for, could be an actor, director, could be a follower, one of you lovely suckers out there. We want to start doing a Bloody Legend of the Week,
Yeah.
given just again some direct love and
Bloody
praise.
Legend of the Week.
Yes.
Sorry, Zoe.
So for this one, Rob, I think you deserve to say this one.
Obviously, without a shadow of a doubt, the Bloody Legend of this week is fucking Adam Green.
Yay!
Yeah.
Cheering sound effect.
I'm not gonna go on and on. I've already done that this entire episode, but dude, do yourself a favor out there, listeners, suckers. Just go watch an Adam Green movie.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what it is. Just watch some Adam Green. Watch Holliston. The show is hilarious and gory. It's just fantastic. I love Adam Green. I think he doesn't necessarily get enough mainstream love, and he definitely has his underground following.
Yep.
But go give Adam Green the love he fucking deserves. Man.
Yeah.
Follow him. Donate to his charity that he has for dogs. And yeah. Is there anyone you want to thank this week?
I would like to thank, of course, the usuals of being you, the wonderful gems that I didn't know I needed to see.
Yeah.
Like, again, I love horror, but I'm a very specific horror watcher. Like, love Universal Monsters, some slashers, like the main ones,
Yep.
and then a couple loose things. But you're helping me to find new movies to enjoy that I never would have watched otherwise.
Good.
So, thank you for that.
Hell yeah.
My wonderful partner, Zoe, over in England, just sticking by, even though it's a long time till we see each other. 2 months, by the way.
That's
Flying.
closer than you think.
I know, but at the same point, still just as far.
Yeah.
So, she rules. She rules. And I want to give a special shout out. Once again, you've heard about him before, Mr. Cyrene.
Mr. Sorry.
There's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes, and it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, buddy.
When it happens. And at the recording, or the time of this recording, yesterday was his birthday.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday.
Such a great dude. So, Ryan, love you, buddy. Can't say enough great things.
Yeah.
Rob!
I gotta thank you.
That's me.
Doing all the editing has been great. It's given me a lot more freedom to do a lot more when it comes down to doing all the social media stuff. I've been having a lot more fun. We've also been both of us working on opposite sides of these things while working together at the same time have given us so many fucking dope ideas and introducing things. We
Getting guests.
Yeah, we're getting guests, and we're also doing we've got some new things coming to the Instagram, including we're going to be dropping little clips, some of our favorites on Instagram that we are titling Recapitations.
Decapitation sound effect.
Yeah.
Thank you, past Jason.
So, yeah, it's been great. Thank you so much. Gotta thank my lovely partner for just being there and being supportive for both of us. And she's always reposting our posts and getting the word out there on the beauty side of things, because she's a hairstylist. So, all of her followers are seeing this weird shit dropping in her story.
Should I be afraid at my next haircut? Maybe. Yes.
She's gonna fucking Sweeney Todd somebody.
If I went to go get a haircut from someplace I hadn't known and I show up and it's like fucking Bride of Frankenstein style hair, it's like, I think I'll go.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, if you're a dude and you're looking for a haircut, you're shit out of luck. She doesn't do men's cuts.
Damn it.
She does mine though, but I have long, luscious locks.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, and then we gotta thank. I'm gonna thank Ryan too, man. Mr. Cyrene, dude.
Sorry.
He has officially become a member in a sense. He is working with us behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We have some really cool stuff that we're currently working on. I don't know exactly timeline when we're going to announce it or release what we're doing, but we're going to keep it hush.
We're in the lab.
Yeah, and we've got some really dope shit coming.
We're reanimating shit, making bodies out of corpses. We're in the lab. Don't worry about it.
And as fucking always, we have to thank Anna.
Yes, we do.
She is the owner, operator, baker, magician.
Extraordinaire.
Yeah, she's just fucking amazing of fucking Willow Tree Kitchen.
Hell yeah.
Right? Speaking of Mass, this whole movie, Massachusetts, man. She's right on Amesbury, Mass.
Want a place where you don't have your hand frozen to a bar? Well, come on down to Willow Tree Kitchen.
Yeah, seriously, it's nice and warm in there.
There's no wolves.
Nope, that we know of. But thank you, Anna.
The wolves kneading the dough in the kitchen. I said salty chocolate chip, God damn it! That sounded like a dig. It wasn't. We love you, Anna.
But thank you, Anna. And as you saw last week during our live stream, we did our first ever treat unboxing.
Yes.
I can't say it was our first ever unboxing because I did a solo unboxing already.
What?
What, do you not look at our Instagram? I did an unboxing months ago.
Oh, no, I remember that one. Okay, that's right.
But thank you, Anna, so much. Please, please, please go over to willowtreekitchen.com. Place some orders. Dude, I know the holidays here.
Yep.
It's already fucking here, but it's never too late to get some baked goods. And they're all fucking vegan, man. And Jason Michael will tell you, you can't tell that they're fucking vegan because it's goddamn sugar. It's delicious. True. But that all being said, thank you so much for joining us.
It was wonderful.
At the sleepover.
For some reason, from a ski lift.
Yep. Frozen and smelling like pee.
I peed my sleeping bag.
I peed my sleeping bag.
So,
no.
who peed my pants? Anyway.
Until next week.
Sleep tight, suckers. Oh, I peed.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Spoiler Sleepover. But the fun doesn't stop here. Go follow us on Instagram at Spoiler Sleepover and check out our website www.spoilersleepover.com. It'll be fantastic of you. So until next time, sleep tight, suckers.
Spoiler Sleepover is sponsored by Willow Tree Kitchen.
Willow Tree Kitchen is a one-woman owned and operated bakery currently slinging delicious vegan cookies, mixes, and baked goods out of Kitchen Local in Amesbury, Mass.
Follow Willow Tree Kitchen _ on Instagram or go to their website at willowtreekitchen.com for more.